boo ba 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 boo ba 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 boo ba 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 biggity 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 big ba 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 ba. Is it Jane? Yeah, okay, it's working. It's working. Man. Alright. Let's go. Let's do it! Alright. Today, I'm going to be playing Deus Ex Mankind Divided, probably one of my favorite games that I've ever played. It's a really tight-knit stealth action RPG. And I'm going to... Oh, New Game Plus. No, I'm going to be playing on a harder difficulty. I'm going to be playing Give Me Deus Ex, and I'm going to be attempting to get the good ending. The good ending, and I'm not going to kill a single person. This entire game, I'm not going to kill a single person. And so I can, because I've already gotten the pacifist achievement. It's something I did before, but I thought it would be a good challenge. So I'm gonna go Give Me Deus Ex. I'm gonna play on a harder difficulty. I did it on a recap video. No recap. I have already seen the recap. I played Human Revolution. But this is going to be fun. I have it on Ultra. Right now, it's running at about 45 frames per second. Not the biggest deal, because I like high fidelity. But if it starts to get choppy, I'm gonna turn it down to high. Yeah, but this game looks great.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed. When an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew.
Uh-oh.
Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That horrible day 2 years
A newscast about terrorism, and in the background there's a bunch of dudes speaking Arabic and shooting people. That's unfortunate. And it's on a plane, too. Oh, no. Yeah, but one thing you guys will notice about the fidelity is that this looks good, but the in-game graphics actually look better than the FMVs. No, not at all. Nope.
Because you are the only augmented operative on this team, and I intend to make good use of you. Listen up, all of you. We've got a sandstorm barreling down our arse, and we can't afford to make mistakes. We're going after this man, an arms dealer named Shepard. He's ex-Bell Tower, one of the
Adrian Shepard?
who disappeared
Oh no.
in the incident.
So this is the universe that G-Man sent him to.
It's not. He's selling weapons and military-grade augments to terrorists. This is a run scene. The undercover agent who lured Shepard out of his hole. Best you see Interpol's got. But 3 years
I'm gonna look to see, because there is one firearm I am gonna be getting to deal with robots, because you can't knock a robot out, you have to destroy it, but killing robots doesn't count as killing people. If it did, I would have been upset, because that's retarded. Alright.
right now, we need to keep it that way.
I might end up having to use the Lancer rifle. It's a really awesome rifle. Since we're doing like pacifism, we have to do like full stealth, so no screwing around, and running straight up to people. We're gonna try to get Ghost on as many missions as we can. But the Lancer is great, because the Lancer, it's a bolt action rifle that you could put a silencer on, and it's got armor piercing rounds. This weapon.
Overlooking the atrium and make the arrest. Jensen, you're going in solo from the roof.
My objectives?
Keep the Jinn from joining the party.
Oh my god, I typed in best weapon for destroying robots.
Penthouse level, a halfway decent elevator shaft. Here, I want you to block out.
And it was the first.
Fine. Just cut me loose.
Do you plan on relying solely on your augments for this one? I'd recommend taking a little hardware, just to be sure.
Somebody says like an EMP mine or something like that can destroy the robots completely. Alright, I'm going to go. Obviously, we're not killing anybody,
We got
so.
a UC in there. Might be easier to maintain his cover if he's not the only one still breathing
Let me check something.
when this is done.
There
Smart
we go.
thinking. Yeah, but if anything does happen to him, you'll be telling his wife. After you get out of the hospital, of course.
What a prick.
What about range?
He's such an
There's
asshole.
Lots of wide spaces and high ceilings in there, but a number of tight and constrained rooms too.
So it's a crapshoot, really.
Alright, can't remember. Oh, I know where I can get a stun gun. We'll get the Trinco
Well, I'm
laser
not looking
rifle.
to play dice with anyone in there.
I'll get a stun
Give me
gun
something
for
with
free.
distance.
Your call. Less
After
chance
this.
of being seen and compromising Sing that way.
And if I'm
One
in
last
close
thing,
range,
Jensen. Sing
I can
said that
just
Jin are
punch
using some
someone,
sort of
knock 'em out.
portable Wi-Fi device to boost communications. He's got a better chance of maintaining cover if you disable it.
I'll keep an eye out for it. But aren't we on the clock here? You said there's a sandstorm moving in.
Oh,
There is,
what the hell
and
are
we
you
got the intel on this mission at the very last minute. So we're scrambling a little. If it comes to it, your number one priority.
Oh, by the
is
way,
getting the Jin
this
out of
guy
that
voices
atrium.
Bennett in Commando
Copy that.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The guy who, Australian guy in this video. He's played by the same guy who
You're
plays
up
Bennett.
first, Jensen. Let's do this.
You know what day it is, Jensen? It's payday. Remember the day you threw me out of your unit? Who made the layout for that hotel or chose that position? It looks awful. Here's this awesome scene. I love it. Yes. I love his outfit so much. He's just wearing pants. Like his entire torso. A recap. In Human Revolution, he got like a hole punched through his chest. So it looks like he's wearing Kevlar. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to have to turn that down. Holy shit.
Team leader, this is Jensen. I'm on the roof.
Solid copy. Move into the building.
Alright, let me see something real quick. Graphics. Motion blur, turn that shit down. Temporal anti-aliasing, depth of field. Lighting is fine. Volumetric lighting off. Physics, ambient occlusion. Parallax off.
The access route you need to block is at the far end of the penthouses. And
There we
keep
go.
in mind, the direct route might not be the easiest one.
Roger that.
McCready will advise once his team is on the ground. Miller out.
There we go. There you go. I love this area right here. I've gone through it so many times. I mean, it's still kind of lagging. Might have to. I'm gonna quick save real quick, and I'm gonna restart the game. So. There we go. Alright, we are back. So, I had to go through the settings, and I put a lot of things on Ultra, so now it's running at about 50 frames per second. Looks good. The reason why it was acting so weird, because obviously it's not performing as great as it could be because of streaming, but
The gin have got a few jennies up and running.
but the I accidentally turned on
enjoyed me, Fergie. They have
VSync, and
colours and
VSync
shapes.
was causing the
Just
game to start
remember, red
shitting
means
its
bad.
ass.
Fuck you.
Punch through walls. So it goes. Gotta go up here. Yeah, sorry, this is gonna look really meta because I know where a lot of this stuff is. So we turn on the power, and that area right there, a puddle of water gets electrocuted. And here's a little Easter egg. This and a lot of different games, you'll notice, always have secrets. So in every single Deus Ex game, the beginning code for the first door will always be 0451. The little Easter egg. If you've played the game Prey or if you've played Prey or something like BioShock or anything like that, anything that requires a code, the first door, as a reference to the first Deus Ex, will always be 0451. So I'm gonna try to put my gun away. Then
We must be early. I don't see anything.
we're gonna knock this dude out. Take his money and his weapon. We don't have to use it, but and then we're going to take it all the way over here. You could leave it somewhere in this area, but the problem is for whatever reason, one of his little buddies, when he walks back through that area, can still see into this room. It's kind of stupid, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so we're gonna go above them. And so now I'm gonna need that.
أنا ما بحبش هذا المكان لأنه بخوف على الآخر.
There we go. Go to sleep. Right on top of his head. You see that tranquilizer dart? Right in the brain. Yep, guys, it's been 15 minutes and I've already failed the don't kill anybody quest. But we got Merciful Soul. And they won't even know I was here. Okay, what is this one? I think I remember the code to this one. 4801. There we go. You actually get a bonus if you can
Jensen,
unlock it with the
listen up.
code. You can actually get a
Doppler shows that
bonus
sandstorm's moving
learning
in
the
fast.
codes
It's big, and it's
to
gonna
find the
hit us hard.
codes because
God, I hate the fucking
called
desert.
breaking,
Confirm visual?
not entering,
I can.
or entering
Time is
without
not on
breaking.
our side.
Copy that.
Solid copy.
Got another pistol, regular ammo. Pistols can be used against robots as well. You can get EMP ammo, but the thing is that I can get an ability that allows me to shoot EMPs out of my arms, which can be used as can also be used as a stun gun. So later on in the game, I can actually get rid of because I'll be getting a taser, obviously, like early on in the game. There's other abilities that are more important, other skills that are more important early game, like just skills that allow you to open doors. So we're gonna save, and we're gonna try to get his attention.
انت متاكد ان الصوت جاي من هنا؟
So he... Didn't you drop a pistol, bro? Ow! Fucking cat! Can you stop? Are you incapable of sitting on my lap without digging your fucking nails into my nipple? Alright. Reload, because every single time you fire a single bullet, you have to reload, because that's the law. And not so subtle, door falling off to tell you that you can climb into the air vents. Alright, gonna close these. You can open these to see through them, but the enemy can see through them. Can see through them as well, if I remember correctly. So we have a submission to shut off a communications beacon. Oh, don't want to look over it. He'll be able to see my head.
McCready, how you making out?
Slower than expected. It's like someone's tilled a fucking cemetery down here.
Say again?
When the shit hit the fan in 27, the rush must have been for the stairs. There's corpses everywhere. A lot of your cousins are here too, Jensen. You want me to grab you any spare parts?
No parts. But I take mine with cream and 2 sugars while you're asking.
Get fucked, McCready. You Welsh shithead.
No, there's nothing here, just sand.
For God's sakes. You know who else is Welsh and is much cooler than you, McCready? Lemmy Kilmister.
Check this floor again.
Name's fucking Lemmy. We are Motorhead, and we play fucking rock and roll.
Nothing to report. Over.
Oh, I almost fucked that up. So we can take his machine gun, take his ammunition, and we can throw him in the jacuzzi.
Jensen, watch your 20.
Got some
Working
credits.
my way through the penthouses.
Remember to keep an eye out for the Jin's communications
So there's a
booster.
secret over
if
here.
You can disable it.
I like the fact that you start out with the ability to breathe in toxic gas, which is one of the ones that, and a very important one. There's a couple of secret areas that I like to get to early on in the game after this, because this really is kind of just a tutorial mission. Because as you can tell, there were a bunch of doors that kind of just like opened on their own to give you like the idea that you can go through them. But this area is pretty narrow. This area, luckily enough for a beginner, is nice because you can. This area is actually pretty linear. It just has like a couple areas. Now this one's great. I don't want to spend too much energy, but I'm gonna save. And because we chose non-lethal, we also start out with non-lethal grenades. So if I chose lethal, it would have given me fragmentation grenades that like explode and kill and destroy things, and are super loud. But because I chose non-lethal, I got gas grenades, which are they're like tear gas grenades. It knocks them out.
Checking the patch now.
So we can.
We should be hearing Sing any second.
And now we turn that off, and we got Ghost. Nobody saw us do that.
روح قول لبقية الناس ان انا هعصلكم وخليكم يعني منتظرين.
Patch is clean.
Solid copy. Good. I'll repatch us once the deal kicks off.
So we did pretty good.
I've disabled the Jin's comms booster. Should make it harder for them to listen in on the deal.
Good work. With luck, Sing's cover will still be intact when this is over.
But
Roger that. Moving on to primary target now.
using equipment is nice because here's the thing: is I can knock these guys out with just my fists. Big problem is that gotta make sure he doesn't turn around and look straight at me. Is that knocking people out with your fists takes energy from your bottom left corner, from your battery or whatever. And because Jensen will actually get physically exhausted, so you don't want to if you physically exhaust him, then he won't be... Like, if there's a bunch of guys, especially if you're being chased down, yeah, you can, like, stab or knock them out. But if you run out of energy, you can't do anything. So, it is, in a lot of situations, better to shoot someone rather than punch them or hit them with a taser, because, punching or stabbing enemies with your wrist blades will physically exhaust Jensen. So,
Jensen, we're inside the atrium.
because he may be a cyborg, but he is still very much human. So funny enough, they can see me through these vents in the walls, but that guy looked directly at me and can't see me through these
So maybe the Tin
openings.
Man does have a heart
Unless I
after
open them.
all. Way to look out for your team. McCready out.
You want to know? You can't see through it, but you know what I can do? I can shoot through it. So. So he went in here by himself. Oh. What'd you get? Ooh, credits. Yeah, but the one thing about playing non-lethally, there actually isn't a whole lot of items that you need to be terribly effective at sneaking, because later on, a majority of the items that I'll need in order to, and here's the hacking minigame, it's you go from node to node, and each node does something. So these you capture and they just give you experience. You have other ones, like right now, these are just the standard ones that you capture, and they give you experience. And eventually, the computer might spot you. I haven't been spotted yet. There it is. Sometimes after hacking a node, the computer will notice that it's being tampered with, and it'll give you a timer. Now, not all of them will always be this lenient. And you have to get one of these. You could also win by capturing the security, that little red orb right there, which is the security. So it's basically a race against the clock until the computer alerts or locks you out.
This is Jensen. Penthouse access route secure. Jin shouldn't be a problem. Over.
Copy that.
Yeah, but eventually other hacking minigames will have different nodes, like you can gear. Like you can have one that's a gear, like a gear. So the security will go through and make subsequent nodes. You have to work fast, or else the security system will make the subsequent nodes more and more difficult to capture. But the gear will lower that, making it easier for a temporary time. So you have to choose which node is best to capture at that moment, so you can work as fast as possible before the computer locks you out. You can even get viruses, like little USB drives with viruses in them, so you can actually use them to make hacking in other areas easier. Like you can use invisibility, so while it's active, the security can't detect you when you capture a node. You have nuke, which automatically captures a node, a single node. You have slowdown time. Oh shit, I'm gonna stop talking for this. Neil and a separate group of streamers show up. It's a flash mob! And they're here to dance! Ba-dum, tsh.
Miller, this isn't the Jin. Repeat, it's not the Jin.
Oh shit, they're augmented. Or else they wouldn't be able to do that.
Open fire! Open fire!
It's called the Helios, not Helios, Icarus. It's called the Icarus jump. It's an electromagnetic parachute, which you use to skydive at the beginning of the game. I have it right now, but using it in this area would actually get me spotted immediately. So
Closing in. We're gonna lose Singh. Jensen, I can't reach him.
we need to go to the atrium. So we're gonna take the elevator like a weirdo. Okay, I have enough. I'm gonna need to pop a biocell. All we need to do is those guys will fight him. I could join in and kill them, but we're not killing anybody. So we need to make sure that we at least stop the helicopter.
Copy that.
We don't have to kill these guys in order for Singh to survive. We just need to make sure that the helicopter is disabled. So there's a... And then we're gonna go invisible. I've done this so many times, I know where I'm going. And then we just need to disable the helicopter, and boom. And we got Ghost. We went through that entire mission without getting spotted once.
You're welcome.
And it gives you shit tons of experience. Now, this, unlike other games, this game doesn't penalize you for killing. You get just the same amount of experience for killing someone as you do letting them live. As letting them live. Like, for example, instead of Ghost, for Lethal, you would get, instead of Merciful Soul, you would get, Professional, like Smooth Operator, meaning like you moved quickly. You didn't get spotted, you didn't make a whole lot of noise, the alarms didn't go off, and, you know, you just kind of 007'd with a silenced pistol or sniper rifle. But, the one thing that this game does penalize you for is being a belligerent dickhead, so, you can kill, just don't get caught, you know? Just don't ever get seen and mean, and you'll, as long as you remain unseen, right? Unseen, you'll get tons of experience. Really, the biggest penalty for killing in this game is story stuff. Certain people will not talk to you if you kill. Like, for example, you can kill police officers, but you better be prepared to restart the game, because even if you survive, right, and you kill all the police officers in an area, every single police officer from that point for the rest of the game will be hostile towards you, and you can't continue. So, you know, it's kind of hard to do your mission as a secret agent when the government police of the city are chasing after you. But that's one thing I like about this game, you know. You know, in so many other games, you know, you'll shoot a gun in like a game like Fallout and nobody will react whatsoever, right? Whereas in Deus Ex, if you fire off just a single bullet, everyone in the town within the vicinity to hear it will start freaking the fuck out. And the police will start, you know, shooting at you. It's crazy.
They knew the risks.
How many assets did we lose?
All of them. This sandstorm didn't help. The mission was a success.
Clearly, your scale for success is a generous one. However,
It's Bezos.
the erratic nature of the attack
Bezos is part of the Illuminati.
advantage. Interpol will be confused for weeks, and with our continued guidance, the people will come round.
Come on, guys. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be an astronaut.
That's never changed.
I want to be a famblonaut.
Do I need to remind you all how far we have veered off course?
I'm playing with headphones right now.
Schism in society.
It's great.
Things are worse than we projected, and growing more unstable every day.
This game's got great music. Very minimalist, but it changes tempo depending on what situation you are. If you're playing stealth, the music will get faster and faster and faster and faster, kind of like a heartbeat, as an enemy gets closer to you, but gets quieter and quieter as they move away from you. So,
I will personally evaluate the situation. We may already have the votes we need to ensure that the Human Restoration Act passes. Very well. Stanton, you accompany me.
the Human Restoration Act that they're talking about will be a law that permanently separates augmented individuals, because this is a situation where some of these people need augmentations after the incident that made a bunch of them go crazy, because you can't straight up just take away the legs off of a person, you know, but since there are some individuals you can't remove their augments without killing them, you know, you can't just kill them, so they just disappear and have to be segregated because they're afraid another incident, like a bunch of augmented individuals will just start going crazy and killing people again after the events of the last game. I love Bob's eyes. I love the fact, if I remember correctly, his eyes are like that because I think his story is that he used to be blind.
Janus won't be an issue. I've made arrangements. I laid the foundations. Now it is time to get everyone's attention. Activate the
Page, that's his name. Bob Page. Deus Ex. This game actually has a really interesting an interesting setting. This game takes place in Prague in the Czechoslovakian in the Czech Republic. Czechoslovakia.
Miller, it's Jensen. Just getting off the train now.
Copy that. We'll debrief when you get in. You coming straight to the office?
Unless there's a problem at a checkpoint.
Your papers should be in order. Just keep your head down. Miller out.
Hot off.
Papers, please. Everything should be in order. No, I'm afraid they are not. What? What do you mean the papers are no good? You just let my wife through.
You, come here.
Me?
Yes, you.
What is name? Vladimir Shevkowski.
Oh, so sorry.
I'm very sorry.
Damn it.
Oh, cool. Damn clank. Why don't you watch where you're going?
Here, let me help you with that, ma'am.
Ma'am? Seriously?
I could have gone with Sweetie. You get my message about Dubai?
Yeah. I'm glad you're all right, Adam. That ambush sounded pretty bad, man.
Not something I was expecting, that's for sure. Any idea who hit us?
Well, I'm sure your task force will come up with something. And that it won't be what the Juggernaut Collective digs up.
I'm actually looking up right now. I want to know why. I've actually never...
Kinda odd, though, don't you think? Interpol sending your team, the Prague team, to Dubai in the first place?
Miller said they were scrambling. Last minute intel. We were the only strike team available.
Yeah, well, that's a lie. Better get moving. The Collective has been keeping tabs on all task force divisions ever since we slipped you into one of them. They've got a team in Oman. Could have been there a hell of a lot faster than you guys.
Yeah.
So why send
This is
us?
Alex. She's a pretty good character. She's not as cool as
The task force
she's not
is
as
in
cool
the
as
Luminata
Malik.
front, like we all suspect. Doesn't make much sense to send it
Malik
into an
Farida. Farida. Malik Farida is awesome. She's your helicopter pilot in Human Revolution. She's awesome. She is tomboy next door. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, I'm going to. Where'd it go? Ah, shit. Won't let me save the picture. Whatever.
Don't make a scene.
I'm
Adam.
gonna put a picture of her in the corner. But I'm not spending that long like a freaking weirdo looking for a picture of a fictional woman. Nah, but she's based. Kick-ass tomboy pilot.
I swear it's gotten even worse here in the past few days.
Childhood
Everyone looking
friend
over their
energies,
shoulder.
you know what I mean?
Terrified Augs like us are going to attack.
She has a
them
really
again.
good side mission where
Treat
you
people like
go
animals long
to
enough, they'll start
Shanghai
acting like
in
animals.
China,
Say that like there's
and
nothing
you
we can do
find
to
out
stop it.
I already tried 2 years
you
ago.
find
Didn't
her
work out so
investigating
well.
an apartment when she
Are you
was
saying we
supposed
should
to
just
stay with
give
the
up?
helicopter,
Let hatred and
and you
prejudice take over?
realize
To hell with
the
that.
reason why she was
I'm
in
saying I
there,
can
she
only
got
go after
news
enemies
reports
I
that one of
see,
her
Alex.
friends, when
The
she
men who
used to
caused
live
all
in
this,
China,
the true power
got
brokers, they're the
murdered
ones I need to stop. I thought you knew that.
by her boyfriend, and you have to go
You,
look,
me, the
pushed her
juggernaut.
down a
We're
set of
all
stairs
trying to
because
stop
she
them.
was pregnant.
Doesn't mean turning a blind eye to
Then help me find them.
Because she was pregnant, and you have to find proof that he did it, and it's awesome. You know what I mean? Just like to be able to help her like that. She's just like, no, we're gonna get this son of a bitch. And then as soon as you find proof, she hacks into like all the televisions and like advertising screens in the public square, showing the dude's face, saying murder. Murder and obstruction of justice.
I hate this city. Come on. If you're right about Dubai,
Needless
about
to
the
say, he never
Illuminati
gets out of
needing your
prison.
team as witnesses,
It's awesome.
then we need to find out why.
You can straight up just kill him, but nah.
Who gave you the order to mobilize?
Miller did. But it probably
Put him
came
in
from someone
solitary
higher up the
confinement.
chain.
I mean,
Doesn't mean he's not in
lock
on
the
it.
key. Lock the
Ever
door
heard
and
of
throw
the
away the key.
NSN?
A neural subnet, sure. And TF-29 directors use
See,
it to
I like
plan ops and
Alex.
communicate privately in
She's cute,
cyberspace.
but I don't like that
What's
thing
this?
on the side of her head,
Whisper
those
chip,
braids.
Custom-made wiretap device.
That's annoying that
Janus
when
designed it to
people
fit inside the NSN's
like
motherboard.
it looks
Ah,
like
the
she
elusive
started
Janus,
braiding
leader
her
of the
hair,
hacktivists.
like really tight
Am
braids,
I ever gonna meet this guy?
and
Someday,
got like
maybe.
a third of the
Right now
way
you need to
through, and
concentrate
then
on
just
Miller.
gave up.
Find a way to access the NSN's mother.
Like, girl, I understand that braids that tight take forever to do, but if you're not gonna do your entire head, like, what's the point? You know, the Jack Sparrow shit looks stupid.
Alex, you okay?
Yeah, but I don't mind her peanut butter chocolate hair.
Yeah.
Let's get out
Just
of
as long as it's not a stupid color like fucking purple. Ugh. I know I have friends with colored hair, but that's just my opinion. Can't stand it. Unnatural hair colors just bother me.
Okay. Be careful. We'll talk.
Don't worry, small Czechoslovakian child that can apparently speak English.
Stand back, let me help.
Wah, wah. Yeah, no, this was sad the first time I watched it, but I've seen this like 4 times. I've beaten this game so many times.
Hold on. Shit. Alex, it's Adam.
Hey, you sound like shit. How you feeling?
A little sore, but I'll be alright. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've been through worse. Jesus, how fucked up is that to think, huh?
Dude, listen to you talk. Maybe it's a good thing you're out of cigarettes, bro.
Gotta get checked
You need to take
out.
a fucking throat lozenge.
If you want to meet or...
What? No, I'm fine, man. You just take care of you. This girl's built tough. Give me a call when you're useful again, okay?
Girl built Tonka tough. Look at that ass.
Talk to you soon.
All right, so he's got a couple of items around here. So, There are crafting items in this game that you can use. So you have processor chips and like pumps or whatever, different items like that. Those are primarily like money items. I don't think you can make anything with those. Here it is. The Juggernaut Collective. Some of this is DLC. And we also have pocket secretaries. We can do these. It says, if you're reading this per ton, it means that your little welcome package. And then leave. Apparently in a few days, the pilot will contact you. Met her once before. Spanish girl from the large side of Detroit. She's solid, trustworthy, and mean. Per ton. Q. Oh, I know HackerNet Q. Bratan. He's a Russian guy you meet in Human Revolution. He appears in the DLC, but the organization he works for, the Juggernaut Collective, is a relevant force in.
Open blinds.
Good morning, Adam.
Is a relevant force
one
in
new message.
Deus Ex.
From?
David.
I'm gonna actually save real quick. I know this sounds dumb, but I want to change my outfit. Change his modern armor. I'm gonna switch to his classic trench coat with like the rose embroidery. Because roses are dope, damn it. I don't like looking at him with his dumbass Under Armour jacket. All right.
Play it.
Adam, it's David.
So sometimes it pays to look around his house because he'll have items. So you got those little things with screws. What they'll do is those are crafting materials. So you can do things like make biocells. You can make hacking tools and other stuff like that.
You saved his vidcall number.
You have a smart home. You have a storage wall.
As you wish.
You have a storage wall in your apartment right here. The area you can take stuff. So we've got some assault rifle ammo, some revolver ammo, non-lethal stuff, and this one's completely empty. But you can 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So that's 8, 16, 24. So there's about 24 slots that you can store stuff. Did I miss anything on this table over here? An ebook. Ah, Gulliver's Travels. Nice. Thane. Let's call Seraph.
Adam, thanks for calling me back, son.
Seraph.
I heard about the bombing.
We're doing a pacifist run, but I don't know if I should have Adam be
You know me. Tend to keep to myself.
dejected or have him be a
Surprised you
dickhead.
even know I'm here.
Interpol called me when you applied for the job, part of their extensive background checks. I gave you a glowing recommendation.
Thanks. What do you want?
What do I want?
What do you want, Dad? Ted Nugent looking motherfucker.
A lot's happened in the last 2 years.
Cat scratch fever.
That's true. For what it's worth, I'm glad you made it out of Panchaea.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wasn't
no,
easy,
Panchaea, you
no.
literally you
Death's
had an
door by
area
the time the
where
rescue
during
crews pulled
the
me out of the wreckage,
event,
while
everyone who
doctors
was
were
augmented,
stitching me back together,
there was
my
like a
company
conspiracy
fell
where a
apart.
bunch of people got like
Anything I
new
could do to stop it, not from outside.
drives or chipsets
I
to
heard
control
China
their
medical bought
augmentations. And there was a conspiracy they were tampered with, and it would send out a signal that caused them to have cause everyone who had the chip to have a psychotic breakdown. But like thousands of people got the upgrade, and it caused this entire situation.
Your message said you were going to London.
This entire situation where they just
Or is this
started
tied to the new dream?
going ballistic and just beating people to death.
meeting with the Santa,
So
Nathaniel Brown.
it's a really shitty situation at the end of that game because you can stealth around them, but if they find you, there's just like dozens of them that just start rushing you and like punching you or start punching you to death, and you have to like mow them down or you have to either avoid them or just mow them down.
The walled city he and his company are building in the desert for Augs.
Rabia's just a part of it. We're talking about
self-sustaining, energy-efficient arcologies that can be replicated anywhere on Earth. Cities built by the augmented, for the augmented.
Where the dream of self-controlled human evolution lives on.
It may not seem like it right
Transhumanist dog shit.
move on from the incident.
I got myself a robot on, which means I'm an evolved being. And I'm like, no, it means you're a
Glad we caught up, Adam.
fucking
Always
gimp.
tried to look out for you, you know. That bombing yesterday.
You didn't call.
I willingly cut my legs off and turned myself into a disabled person. But it's a robot leg, so it doesn't count as being disabled.
You need my signature?
Yeah, apparently there was some kind of bureaucratic mix-up caused by you being declared legally dead for a year. The apartment in Detroit was leased in your name, even though we paid for it.
Fine. Send me the paperwork.
Thanks, Adam.
Imagine being legally dead for a year.
Goodbye, Seraph.
Or is that in reference to Human Revolution? Because he disappeared after the event that, like, injured him when he got augmented. So we have to go see.
It's good to finally hear from you, Agent.
So
You're doing okay?
look at that.
Sorry about
Look
the
at that
downtime.
jacket.
I'll get to the office as soon
Oh
as
shit!
I can, but my
Look at that
odds took a hit
rose
trying to get
embroidery.
I need to
Look at
get
that
you
flower
looked at.
pattern.
Of course.
An
There's a lot of
actual
work
trench
ahead of us,
coat.
Jensen.
It's an
I'll
actual
see you
trench
when you
coat,
get
my
in.
guy. Now that is a trench coat,
Dr. Kohler,
not some
need to pay you a visit.
dumbass
Jensen,
Under
now's
Armour
actually
hiking
a really
jacket.
good time for me, like right now.
Something wrong?
There are some guys in my
I hate
bookshop.
those jackets, by the
Pissed
way.
off the
They're
Valley
so
gangster
stiff. They
looking
feel
guys.
like they're made
So,
out of fucking.
Unless you want bloodshed the day after a terror attack.
They feel like they're
front
like
door is
made
the
out of
most
fucking
peaceful option.
plastic.
Hang on.
I hate it.
You want Praxis, eh? Biocell, hypostim, painkillers.
I might be interested.
I sell these things.
Yeah, I got that.
Buy something.
Buy. I sell. You buy. You buy. All right, so we're going to sell a lot of shit. We have Typhoon ammo. It's kind of like a get out of jail free card where Mason will shoot like explosives out of his shoulders and torso that explode all around him. They can be non-lethal, but it's like when you're surrounded, and if I'm doing the entire game stealth, I am never going to have to use those. We're getting rid of these, getting rid of the revolver ammo. Not even going to use the revolver. Get rid of the pistol. Does not have armor piercing. That does not have armor piercing. And we are going to gas, smoke. Smoke is useful. It freaks people out, but it keeps them from seeing you. Completely cuts off their line of sight. Ammunition. Regular pistol ammo. Beer, wine. Alcohol can be used for health, temporary health, but it blurs your vision, so I wouldn't recommend using it. Armor piercing, getting rid of the revolver. The revolver would be nice because it does a shit ton of damage. So nothing really out of the ordinary for me. But we are going to, if I remember correctly. What is it? What was the code? I don't want to cheat, though. I should know this. We have one more. Shit. One more attempt, it's gonna sound an alarm. If you hack it, he'll freak the hell out. But if you open it like normal, you can actually use it if I remember correctly. Machine God. Transhumanists.
Must be nothing.
Giving yourself robot legs will stop rape and the murder of all kinds. Don't you know? Humans can become gods with the proper products. If you buy the right things, you can become more than human. That shit. What kind of dude? I don't understand this kind of artsy fartsy shit. I can understand like art, graffiti that actually kind of looks cool and mean, but I can understand like wall art. But this looks fucking stupid. What happens if this falls on somebody? Just a boulder hanging. I'm taking a shortcut right here.
Don't forget about your permit authentication card.
Sorry, yeah. Those guys are blocking. They want to see your documents.
I think maybe someone died wearing these uniforms.
Sure beats knocking over liquor stores.
Yeah. So, we've got some areas that, yeah, somebody was fucking murdered. Dresser, but you want to search stuff. By the way, every single computer you see can be hacked if it has like that area right there. So as you can tell, there are some of these nodes that aren't just folders. Like you have this one that says clearance. It's a gear. So if security makes items more difficult to hack, you can go press on clearance. Sometimes there will be firewalls. But if you get these ones, the ones with the discs, they'll give you extra experience, sometimes money or other stuff like that. I'm moving through the buildings right now just so I can get past that police checkpoint, and this also leads to where I'm going. So I'm gonna quick save real quick. So there we go. Here's the bookstore that we need to get to. About 3 guys around here. There's one outside the gate. There's a bunch of guys. One right there.
How can it smell so bad here?
See, look at how much my rifle, my tranquilizer gun is shaking. I forget. Is there a way?
Cannot wait for this district to be turned into condos.
Window.
Should just blow this place. On the inside, this should be over already.
No. There is windows over there. I want to see if there's a way I can go without my standard route. So I can lift things right now. I have jump capabilities, but a lot of that is just completely destroyed. So it looks like we're taking this route. Oh shit.
Might have something. Stay low and shoot anything that moves.
Do you see me? It says suspicious.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, we're done here.
Checking in.
Stay low and shoot anything that moves.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiate. Access granted.
You gotta be careful. Because if that guy came over there.
How long have we been here? Too long. If these books were worth anything, we would take them.
Gotta gas him. Alright, just making sure I wasn't seen. Right. Got some ammo. Submachine gun. Alright. I got beer. Let's see how much we can get. Oh, that's wine. Crafting materials. Crafting materials. Is there anything behind there? Sometimes you'll find items behind. No. Alright, just gotta search these desks. Okay.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
So we got some. Close that door. Make a noise. Alright. Alright, so let's search these lockers. Cat's messing with the paper bag. Talk about a wet cat in a paper bag. Alright. That's just one of my favorite routes to take because you can do that gas thing from the skylight in that area. Right.
Jensen!
Thank God.
I'm down in the dungeon, man. You remember the title of my super secret book, right?
I remember it's red.
Yep, see, we did all that without getting seen. Drawers, finding credits. Nope. But, is there anything? Can we even hack his computer? Oh, it's a rating of 2. I'm bad at hacking right now. I can't get it. Alright. So, Baba Booey. Workshop. Go down to the workshop. Ooh, I'm going down to the workshop.
Jensen, my favorite techno wonderkind.
Wunderkind.
Sorry about the goons, man. They didn't give you too much trouble, did they?
I stayed out of their way. What do they
You're
want?
Czech. You should at least know some German.
I don't think it's
Wunderkind.
about money. I got this little misunderstanding with their boss, Otar. You know how it is with these gangster types.
Enough to know that there's no such
This
thing
guy looks
as
like a
little
fucking idiot.
misunderstanding.
The Valley internal politics. I'm gonna get it sorted. Gonna see the big
It's cool that
boss
combat,
myself.
like battle vests,
Soon
are
as
still a
things
thing.
settle down. The day after
But that
Apollo,
hair,
man, it's-
dear God.
Well, I mean, it's scary, right? I'm surprised people go out at all.
Sometimes people don't have a choice. My systems took a hit. I was hoping you could help me get everything running again.
Took a hit? You mean... Oh, shit! Why didn't you say so? We need to get you in the chair. The chair. You know, I've always wanted to get a closer look at those satty fogs of yours.
I've always wanted to be inside of you, Jensen. Blah, blah, blah.
So let's strap you in, get the gas going, and then, well...
He's knock you out, and if you feel weird around your penis area afterwards, you know, it's just normal procedure. Alright.
Alright. Let's just get this over with.
Relax, Jensen. It's gonna be fine.
Why do you keep saying that so suspiciously?
I'm in there. You'll feel
Relax, it's normal. You will not die.
But Kohler's gonna bring you back.
There's
and
blood
make
all
you
over the
do
floor.
again. Before you
Like, he's not even an enemy, or doesn't betray you or do anything, but there's like blood all over the floor. This is a horrible situation. This man is very unprofessional.
What?
Not again. I like how he says, not again.
I swear I didn't mean to. Your retinal display should be back soon. You can still move, right?
Where did you?
I was trying to connect the unconnected, but you got some strange fucking odds back there. I mean, I probably shouldn't have. Here, let me get you some water. Or something stronger, maybe?
Water.
You got it, Jensen.
Booze.
Just ease out.
Give me some vodka, you Czech piece of shit.
The only way to save you.
Save me from what, Kohler?
Core meltdown. You almost melted my chair. So I reset you, and I found these. I think it's better if I show you what I found. Bring up your system display. You need to see this for yourself. These are your implants. You're familiar with all these, right?
Yeah, David Seraph installed them. Took 2 years for my body to get used to everything.
Right. Well, I had to undo some of that getting used to.
What's going on, Kohler? Why do I feel different?
Something was trying to vampire the juice out of you. I couldn't figure out what until after the reboot. Turns out your Factory Zero is not the standard Factory Zero.
What am I looking at?
Experimental fucking test dogs, man.
Fucking
hidden inside your body.
You're telling me I got
fucking
more implants
test
than I thought I
dogs.
did?
More than your body
Fucking
can handle.
test dogs, mate.
Pretty cool, right?
Fucking shingy,
I want to
mate.
show you what happens when you activate one of these suckers.
Alright, let's see. Bam.
See that? Major spike in your power consumption.
Where the hell did these things come from?
I can't answer that. All I know is the explosion must have woken them up. But man, you want to use these crazy fucking things? That's your right. We just gotta make sure it doesn't fry you. Now, I think I maybe got an idea on how to do that. Try shutting down one of your other implants. You know, just for fun.
Just for the fun.
See that? Cooled you right down. You have the power to balance your system if you want. Just, you know, don't activate everything all at once.
What would happen if I did?
Well, you'd suffer some major glitches due to overheating. We're talking risk of permanent damage. So, you know, maybe don't do that.
All right. Reset me now, Kohler. I'll reactivate what I need myself.
Alright. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not always gonna be there for you like this. I can't just follow you around to reset things and hold your neural weave together. Whatever choices you make from here on out, they're your choices.
Thought you were supposed to be my AUG expert.
I specialize in Chinese black market, okay? The shit I found hidden inside you, spliced into your system like that, looks to me like it's from Mars, man.
From
sure
fucking
they're
Mars, man.
I feel bad. You deserve answers I can't give you. I can help manage your system better than anyone in Prague. I help you make the most of the new AUGs we just found.
But you can't tell me where the hell they came from. As far as I know, David Seraph installed all my AUGs. There's something inside me I don't know about. He's the one I need to talk to.
I am familiar with Sarah's work. These new AUGs, they look different to me. I mean, that neodymium shell. Who uses dimorphic magnetorheological fluid like that?
Neodymium.
You talk to Sarif, you need to ask him that. Shit really stands out. Pretty fucking cool, actually.
Pretty fucking cool. It's awesome. This is so awesome. It's fucking awesome. Oh, it's so awesome. So.
This tune-up went longer than I expected. Let's wrap this up.
Right. Here, take some Praxis kits for the trouble. Praxis solves everything. Keeps customers happy. Just,
especially when you fuck
what
up.
I showed you about managing your juice. It's gonna be a balancing act for you. Well,
Unless what, Kohler?
there could be a way to optimize. It's just, it would involve getting something from Otar. A neuroplasticity calibrator.
Except.
There's a way for me to use everything I have without compromise. I want to know about it.
I was hoping you'd say that. I order all my fancy tech from this illegal catalog, right? But my last shipment got intercepted by Otar Botkovelli.
The same Otar whose men were looking for books out there before?
I am
The
not
same
going to force you.
Otar.
I want you to want to do it. I want you to
I
want
want
to be
you
an
to
augmented
want this.
god among men. If that sounds like something that interests you, then you should know that Otar runs an underground casino in the Chisti district.
Chisti.
The entrance is in a small courtyard of Hlavny Street.
Thanks for the info, Connor. Thanks for the practice.
Laughing. Alright, let's go. Let's fucking go, son. Alright, so we got plenty of practice. We even got a handful from the earlier mission and for Nane. So he's got a handful of things we can take. Some crafting materials, some software. What the hell am I doing? So crafting parts, files, neuropazine. We don't need neuropazine. We can use it to trade with people. It's very valuable. In Deus Ex, neuropazine is a autoimmune drug. Just like in real life, when you get transplants, you actually have to take medication in order to make sure that your body doesn't reject the transplants or the implants in your body. So if you get like a heart transplant or like a liver kidney transplant, just like that, you actually have to take medication to make sure that even if it's like by cybernetic augmentations, you have to look at that bloom. See, bloom is cool because that's how your eyes would respond to a light like that, because it's not super close, but it's shining directly in your eyes, you know. The only reason it's not super blinding is because Adam's wearing glasses. He's got a code? 1984. Gotta love that. 1984. That book that everybody fucking misquotes.
Jensen, it's Miller.
1984.
I need your eyewitness report as soon as possible. What's your ET?
Yeah. It's so funny. Watching the fucking crazy people compare Trump to Big Brother in 1984. I'm like, you realize that
Depends on how many cops.
1984 was about like news broadcasting telling you who not and who to believe. That whole thing. Alright, so we're going to get the one that allows us to pick up heavy objects. Sometimes there will be stuff in our way. We can even get the ability to punch through walls, but right now that's not a huge concern. Icarus jump, not a huge concern right now. We're going to get our legs upgraded. Don't need this just yet. It makes it to where we can consumption. You activate it and your legs become completely silent, so you can drop to the ground or run without making any noise. I don't really use it. Never really found a need to. Invisibility will be useful in situations because we can, it allows us to walk through laser grids, which is pretty awesome. You have reflex booster, so you can take out multiple people at a time instead of just knocking out one person. We want to get this. This is a ability that allows you to hack things and disable them from a distance, and it's freaking dope. We're going to go to deactivation, and since we're doing non-lethal and we are not going to directly combat people, we're going to turn this off. It's Titan armor. It's an ability that temporarily makes you bulletproof, and it's kind of pointless if we're not doing any form of combat. One thing that I will be getting, because it'll drive me insane if I don't have it, is this vision feedback. So it can tell me what direction the enemy is facing. Distance, noise I'm making, because I can tell things that make noise. I'm not an idiot. I know that running makes noise. But this right here is essential because if I can't see them directly, if I know they're there but I can't see them directly, I need to know which direction they're facing so I don't just run out right in front of them like an idiot. What else am I gonna do? Get this. Get the, so we can breathe gas if we need to. So we can hack. Later on we can get the upgrade. We don't need it right now, but we can get this, which will allow us to disable robots, turrets, and because normally right now this just opens doors and bridges and stuff like that, but then we can make it to where we can control security, hack security systems like laser grids and robots and stuff like that. Don't need that right now. We need, what else do we need? Well, since we can get turret domination. There's no point in getting this because turrets kill people, and we're not killing people. So, we're just going to go big hack. Big hack so we can hack shit. And then also this as well. Hacking fortify. Fortify isn't really a big deal. This is hacking stealth. So later on, once we max out hacking, we can get this, which will make it to where we can hack faster, and will be less likely to get spotted by security. So here's the cool thing. Here's the cool thing about remote hacking. So now we can do this. So normally, that police car would have an alarm.
That's for me to find out.
So now, I just took a grenade launcher from the police, from their truck, and because I was able to hack it, same thing with this. So some cars will have car alarms, so I can do this. So I can actually, or I can purposely fail it in order to cause the car to start going crazy. I can purposely set off the car alarm to use it as a distraction from a distance. It's really good. I can set off the car alarm without having to throw anything at it. So we're gonna go to the store right here.
Painkillers, right over there. How much do you want?
How much do you want to spend this time, cabron? So we're gonna go sell. Sell, buy. We're just gonna get rid of non-essentials. Handgun we're not gonna use. Grenade launcher we're definitely not gonna use. Actually not that efficient at destroying people, because I can already throw smoke grenades. Throw smoke grenades and gas grenades. But the problem is that the one thing you would want to use it for, being like destroying like armor or something like that, there's actually way better options for destroying, such as the Lancer rifle, that sniper rifle I was talking about, because at least that can destroy armor.
Daz is the man. He'll set you up.
Yeah, no. So we can go over here. And now, because we can hack, he's got this secret room right here, right? With the shutters. So I can do this, and I can now rob this part of his store. Hey, I got some free machine guns. Let me see if I can. There's areas over here that are accessible. Oh, that will require me to punch a hole through the wall, and I can't do that. I'm trying to remember, because I can't remember the code. Oh shit, gotta be careful. Fall damage is very real in this game. I do not have a parachute yet, so if I were to jump like straight up off the, fuck you, if I were to jump off the second floor, it would most likely kill me or bring me to near death.
Biocells, painkillers.
Let's see. There's a vent over here. This vent over here leads to this apartment. Shit.
Of course I won't forget the vodka.
But things need to change around here. I go to the valley.
Operation. The only deal that the Valley's in for 20. That's it. 20% guarantees neon is the go-to drug all across Europe. 20% is nothing for that kind of reach. Well, I'm bringing the Valleys, so I take 50% of what's left. It's only fair. Look, I am bringing the Valleys to the table. I deserve a fucking bigger piece.
Gonna come over here.
A non-violent organization. Yes, yes, you said that.
All right. I could have turned on the sink to distract him. Right. Holy shit. Who the hell was that? All right, so where are we doing? So there. Okay, go there. Okay, the quickest route is this way.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access
There we go.
granted.
Got it. We got a lead on who's distributing behind our backs. Knee, I heard some. Black hat. Where is it? Pocket secretaries. There's a cute place. Dobra Nacht. Camille. Storage locker. Stuff. Reading this. So, Bourbon. Neon. The computer. Is it hearing rumors? Do you think? And never trusted the guy. Andreas. Is there anything out here? I figured I would find some items pertaining. They got anything in their bathroom? Besides dirty tissues?
Děkujeme za spolupráci během stavu nouze.
Nope, I was wrong. There is nothing over here. I was wrong. Hey, kitty. Hey, kittis. Alright, so we're gonna go. Dan. That sucks. I hate not being able to just jump off the side of the building. It's so awesome. Some of these you can put an energy cell into to climb up areas so you wouldn't normally be able to get into. Who is this a statue of? Oh, just a statue.
Ah, fuck. I don't know what you're so afraid of. What are you expecting is going to happen?
Got to stay in control.
Okay. Trying to remember some of these areas I haven't been to in a while. Oops, shit. Multi-tool. Nice. You can use those as a free hack to hack stuff. That busts a hole through a wall. Okay.
Stay in control.
Just take it easy. Everything will be fine. Everything will be just fine.
You don't believe that any more than I do. They will make an example.
Alright, so...
You sound like that conspiracy nut on the radio.
He's not on that.
Oh, shit! Oh, fuck. Ow! Fuck!
I don't know exactly.
See what I mean? Fall damage is for real. That actually almost killed me. That almost killed me.
They say there is a resurgence. Pavel is impressionable. The world terrified him. He spent all his time hiding, dreaming of utopias that do not exist.
Oh, shit. That was just a dead body and a security drone. I don't have any praxis, so I can't punch through walls yet. Maybe that was a mistake.
Please make him stop.
Please don't tell anyone. Viznik's not supposed to be here. Shh. But I am here.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
I was part of it. The hive mind. Inside the gate, I questioned what holds us together. Where? Why? Now this. Exiled from exile. I have been disconnected.
Disconnected? Disconnected from what? I don't understand what you're saying.
If there is a lack of understanding between my brains, may not always misfire like these. He did this to me. It's what it does. But I can't force you, because I'm not like him.
Not like who? Who forced you?
Together, they succumbanize to him. Him, the opportunist, the savior, the rat. When I resisted, I saw. It made him fear me.
Who are you talking about? Who are the people inside the gate?
They are the outcasts, the illegals, the weak and the frightened. We found solace in him, something worth defending. But it was not a choice.
If it wasn't a choice, then what was it?
The Pied Piper was a rat. His instrument was was invasive. The others cannot
Hmm.
hear it, but I can. The
He
signal
put his pipe in me.
close, and now I'm too far. But you will see through him.
Let me see if I got this straight. The Pied Piper led you down here, and the Pied Piper is a rat.
Exactly. I'm glad we understand each other. Okay. Just remember, you'll only be able to confront him if he knows that you know that he knows. So, obviously, you'll need the name. The name. I'm not supposed to give it away, but I must. And then you must. Yes?
You asked me to go beyond the gate.
You're asking me to go beyond that gate to confront
I love
someone-
games where they
someone who's
actually
hungry,
tell you what's
who
going to
may be
come out of the
harming others.
character's mouth.
I'm willing to do that, but I need to know more about what's happening.
He casts them close. He brings them away. You must find out how to uncotangle him from the others, to resist the mentality. They need to be eased out. Figure out what holds them all together, because it's not his personality. When you finally see Richard for who he really is, you realize it cannot possibly be that.
Richard, huh? All right.
Yeah, this guy
Let's
sounds
see
like a
what
real
we can
dick.
The Pied Piper is a rat. A rat! Visnik could use some help.
Stranger, he should not be.
Outsider is not one of us.
Do not look at him.
He will harm us.
He will behave himself.
He will be made to behave. Richard will know what to do.
He will listen to Richard.
Richard, protect us, Richard.
Richard.
Come closer. Let me see you. There's nothing to be scared of. Everyone's worst impulses get checked at the door, yours included. I hope you understand the need for it. We preach pacifism here. Alternatives to terror. Don't want animals dragging in the mud.
Who are you? What is all this?
This is what the new freedom looks like. A collaborative elaboration of the imaginative experience.
Experiments of some kind.
We're beyond experiments. We're establishing truths, new models of belonging and community, ones in which people can actually live.
Your own little utopia.
One little utopia.
There's a man outside who... He asked me to come. He said you... Man outside.
The new type of freedom.
I know what it's like outside.
Nobody will ever murder or kill. Nobody will ever do anything wrong. Because I won't allow them to make the wrong choice.
The scripted dreams. It's no longer a place for people.
Just so you guys know, pacifism of a society is just as bad as physical subjugation.
Everything is wrong. That's why we're here, bracketing out the terrors.
One of the strands in his comb over keeps bouncing in and out of his forehead.
Allow me to suggest something. A version of you. A version that strips away all suspicions, free of the sinister cells we cling to along the way. Here, you can be free of the injustices, the suffering, your own animal impulses. Finally, you can be human.
I don't know for a fact that you're doing anything wrong.
That's because I'm not. Unless you count saving.
I would defend myself against him, but the whole point is that it wastes time. Because if you try to resist him at this moment right now, he'll just lie.
Human rights violation of all time. These people deserve better than that.
I'm going to fight this human rights violation by creating a Jehovah's Witness mind control cult in this sewer society. That'll fight those damn robo-haters.
I want you to understand. The people who choose to be here They are good people. And with my help, they have done something miraculous. They have
I
found
choose them.
a
Did
better
they
version
chose
of
to be
themselves.
here? Did the
Of
people say
society.
that? No, I speak for
Promise
the
me
people,
you
though.
won't jeopardize that.
Name.
I didn't come here to jeopardize these people.
That's good enough. That's all I need to hear.
So right now, we're stuck in this area. I kind of just like spoke to him, just because it saves time. Arguing with him is just pointless. Says please help. Today, do not earlier than that. The poor district. So we got some door codes to somewhere. Got some crafting materials.
Pavel, look at me, Pavel. Don't be scared. I need you to know that you're not alone. I need you to know it in your bones. Not my style,
Humanities. Good people don't go upstairs. Good people do what they are told. Good people don't ask why. Good people don't doubt. Good people don't disturb Richard. Yeah. Good people do not fuck with Richard while he is sleeping. Good people don't die. Oh.
The original six were drawn to Richard's voice. We listened.
Welcome to the next stage of our journey. Brace yourselves. Close your inner eyes. We are moving beyond our baser impulses, beyond violence, beyond fear, beyond questions.
See what else. See what else is in this area. He's even got his own like book. That's wonderful.
It's a capital G garden, Martha. You don't belong here. You need to leave.
Don't tell me what to do.
Here is all we have left.
In situations.
They control everywhere else with their laws, their threats, their guns. But together, we can make it here wherever we want it to be. Here and now.
Is there nothing up here? Nope, I don't believe there is.
Pavel, look at me, Pavel. Don't be scared. I need you to know that you're not alone. I need you to know it in your bones.
Not claim to be mistreated by governments when they have spent taxpayer money to build special living quarters for you and your kind.
But when legislation forces augmented people out of their homes and into sequestered
Nothing can
environments, there's
exist
no
without
reason
people
to
imagining
fear
it.
and expedience. That is why
Take
I
pride
moved to the
in what
Unterleg
we're doing.
complex.
I thought you were
In the
forced
kind
to
of
leave
community
your
we're
nature.
building together.
Were there not allegations
Our
that
folks,
you...
Those accusations were false. When I
concentration.
arrived in
We are
There was a
advancing
terrorist
man's
bombing at a
capacity
local
for
church.
But ARC had nothing to do with that. We are
A non-violent organization. Yes.
There we go.
That was 6 months ago. Earlier today, the Ruzicka train station fell victim to a bombing. The third to hit Prague and...
He's good. That's annoying. We teach pacifism and non-violence, yet here you are with multiple firearms. cheeseburgers, French fries. Living like a king in here, aren't you? Pie, dude. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's not a normal camera, by the way. That's straight up an attack turret with a machine gun. Do not have turret domination. Oh god, that's risky. Shit.
Something terrible has happened. I feel different, strange.
I feel different. Why do I feel different?
I've lost someone very close to me. I can't tell you who it was.
What? What if our happiness isn't real?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, is a much more accurate reference to 1984, because the whole thing is that you're not free. You know, you think you know what you're doing. You think what you're doing is the right thing, but everything you believe is just told you. That's the whole point. That's the reason why it's really a story about propaganda. It's the reason why, like in 1984, the main character is like a guy who sees through it, like he makes his own decisions. Yeah, and everyone else just kind of hates whoever the news, the newspapers, news channels, politicians just believes whatever they tell them. You know, they don't make their own decisions. So this is just as bad, you know.
But I'm not one of them.
There's a lot of people who can convince them that they're themselves that they're happy as long as they have someone higher up.
I became I again. Temporary signal failure led them to perceive me as a threat. I started
Because they think of even if you can make a good person by making them harmless. Being harmless doesn't make you a good person. You know?
That's when I figured it all out.
It's a good thing you did.
You know.
God knows how far this might have gone if Richard had been left unchecked. How many others might have come and been persuaded to stay.
An ant
We came to
is a
him because
ants are carnivorous little bastards by themselves. They're like the size of a grain of rice. You know, they can't kill you, but they could if they wanted to. You know, harmless doesn't mean good. Harmless doesn't mean safe or moral.
Exile from exile is exile.
Exile from exile is exile.
This will be nothing more drawing you to this place. To him.
Exile from exile is still exile.
You can do anything you want.
I want to be. I am alone.
He was about to say, I just want to be alone, and then he goes, fuck, I'm already alone. Yeah, no, this was a really good side story. It's very basic, obviously.
Pressing.
I can't remember where that area leads. Yeah, but no, a story that actually talks about, like, really good references. I I don't know if this makes a reference to the fountainhead. It probably does. That can't be opened. If it makes a reference to the fountainhead. Because if they make references to, oh, fuck. Did I almost said Richard Dawkins. What's his name? The guy who wrote 1984. I can't remember his name, and now I feel like an idiot. But you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they made references to Ayn Rand, because Ayn Rand is a very similar thinker on that basis. The only difference is that unlike, what's his name? Shit, now I gotta look it up, or else that's gonna bother the shit out of me. Oh shit, I just remembered it. George Orwell. I had to think about it by, like, Orwellian. Yeah. So George Orwell, when it came to discussions about freedom and stuff like that, and definitely about arguments against collectivist shit like socialism, communism. Well, communism is a socialist, but like socialism in all of its forms and stuff like that, and collectivism and controlling of narratives and stuff like that. Alright, where's my objective? Gotta go to the TF office. It's over here. But Ayn Rand definitely had things like, for example, failure to change does not mean that you're oppressed. Lots of different things like that. Lack of change does not always mean oppression. Harmlessness does not equate to morality. Certain things like that. Like, Ayn Rand had some very weird, interesting perspectives. You know, like, she unironically referred to herself as being a selfish person. I love these loading screens because the loading screens between hubs, it's literally, you know, the only loading screens that play in these areas are when you travel on the train. So the loading screen is just him waiting in the train. Yeah, no, but Ayn Rand, you know, her whole theory of, like, objectivism and trying to find the whole truth, you know, not just looking at, especially when it comes to people, looking for the whole truth and not just what makes you feel good, that type of thing. Like, she got shit on in the 50s because of her opinions on the history of the Native Americans, because there were a lot of situations like she pointed out a lot of the situations where the relationship between settlers and you know, were peaceful between natives and settlers, and then there would be situations where they would still be violent, you know, like equating it to like a situation where, you know, more advanced individuals, right, like Europeans who came and they had all sorts of stuff like technology, wagons, wheels, horses, and other stuff like that. Lots of
suspicious activity lately. Nice time for a walk.
What am I trying to say? A situation where you had a group of people like the Native Americans who didn't really have like an idea of personal liberty, because you were expected to be a collective of like a tribe, like you belong to your tribe. You don't belong to yourself, you belong to your tribe. other things like or land disputes, like there weren't really land disputes. A lot of them were nomadic, and when they did, like something like land or buildings or stuff like that belonged to no one. Like the idea that it would eventually, like that collective type deal where you belong to your tribe and nobody owns anything and stuff like that. Get. Oh shit. No. Damn it. Sell that. I just lost like 800. Yeah, she got in a lot of hot water because, you know, to have that that lifestyle of the Native Americans of, you know, like sometimes doing raids and other things like that didn't jive well with did not jive well with the European settlers. Not Europeans, like people who had already settled there, who were like making farms and stuff like that, who believed that you were nothing but an individual, and that you were purely an individual, and you had rights to your own land and other stuff like that, and settling down. You would have situations where the settlers would set up their farms, and then Native Americans would attack, set up their farms, and not necessarily always attack, but situations where they would come and just kind of take stuff from the farm, and then the settlers, you know, seeing that as stealing, would obviously react negatively, and in situations like that, if ever asked, you know, what the big deal is, the Native Americans, a lot of the tribes would just go, well, the land doesn't belong to anybody. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as anybody like owning the land, because they just straight up just did not agree with that worldview. So you had a much more advanced group, such as the Europeans, who had like, nicer buildings, building materials, carriages, horses, guns, special tools that natives populations just didn't have. And you know, you go to the natives who were still using Stone Age technology, techniques, ideals, and living. And I don't use this word as an insult or to be inappropriate or obtuse, but they were living a very savage lifestyle. I know there's a lot of people who fucking racist dickheads who just looked at the Native Americans, you know, in general, and just thought, oh, savage, because there are a lot of them who were very nice to the settlers. Yeah, but this idea that, you know, the Native Americans, I think it's it's a dangerous idea to even equate, like, the idea that, I think it's very dangerous in any point in history to look at a group and assume that, you know, there has to be one or the other. I don't like that false dichotomy, like it's either one or the other. Like, no, like situations like a modern day situation between two cultures that are clashing together, or war and stuff like that, would probably be in the same vein as like Israel and Palestine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I am not the biggest fan of Israel and the way that they run their government. They're actually extremely, like, very socialist. They also have lots of problems with, like, situations like harboring American criminals on the basis of their ethnicity. So, for example, there were many Jewish individuals who had been found guilty of selling state secrets, American state secrets, state secrets, and then being given refuge in Israel simply just because they were Jewish. And that was a very difficult, it's just a really shitty thing to do. Like, oh, don't worry, you did something super illegal and pissed a whole bunch of people off and put a lot of people's lives in danger. Oh, that's fine. You can just come and hang out with us. But I also do not, but that doesn't mean I'm on the side of Palestine necessarily, because their government's incredibly corrupt. Situations like they wanted to fire missiles at Israeli cities, but then the Israeli army obviously would fire back. You know, that's what you do. Somebody shoots at you, you shoot back. So Hamas, or the governments of Palestine, literally like fucking built houses and apartments. They basically made it, no, they didn't build the houses or the apartments. They went out of their way to only build missile bases and other things like that around places where people lived. Like, they would build missile bases next to schools and apartment buildings, so that when the Israeli military inevitably retaliated, you know, because if somebody shoots missiles at you, you're not just going to sit there and take it. Those said schools and housing districts would get hit. So Hamas would just be able to be like, oh, those damn Israelis, you know, they're shooting missiles at our people. So there's shit on both sides. I don't like the idea that, you know, all of history there has to be like one victor, you know, or one person who had to be right. You know, like for example, one or the other. Like one situation that I hate about the whole one or the other thing is the, what am I trying to say? Like, for example, World War II. Like, Hitler killed a shit ton of people, but so did Stalin. But Stalin won against Hitler. So there's these people who think that Stalin was not as bad as Hitler. Shit. So that Stalin was not as bad as Hitler, when that is a lie. Stalin killed like 3 times as many people, if not like more than Hitler did. You know, Hitler killed 6 million people. You know, Stalin killed hundreds. Stalin killed, Stalin killed tens of millions. This false dichotomy. Like, there's a lot more to the saying of history is written by the victor, but you also need to remember that,
What do you mean you think he'd make a better capo? Mr. Nicolazzi, he is a great man. This family, it is...
History is written by the victor, and that is very true, because it can cause you to demonize, but there's a state to it. Shit. Fuck. I'm getting distracted. History is written by the victors, and that's very true, because you can have the victor, even though the victor was just as shitty as the person they were fighting, right? As they were fighting, even though they can end up being just as shitty as the people they were fighting.
What do you mean you think he'd make a better capo? Mr. Nicolazzi, he...
Even though... Shit, I can't fucking aim. What the hell? Even though they were just as shitty as the people they were fighting, they end up becoming the hero because at least they won, and their ideology, because inevitably people flock to their leaders, whether their leaders are good people or not. It's the same thing that causes, fucking China, I can't tell you how many times, I've heard people in China be... Fuck! Oh my god, I just threw a smoke grenade instead of a gas grenade. Why can't I fucking throw grenades properly? Defend Xi Jinping and other people like that, because everybody else is on board, so it must be true. The masses and whatever ideology wins over.
Mr. Nicolazzi, he is a great man. This family, it is where it is.
Situations. Like, another example for America would probably be Abraham Lincoln. Like, Abraham Lincoln fought the Confederacy, like, oh, we fought and we liberated slaves, right? We instilled the 13th Amendment, made slavery constitutionally,
Johnson, I'm getting worried.
made it to where the Constitution protected people against slavery and stuff like that, and that, oh, the Confederacy was so terrible. But then we completely miss out on the fact that, like, the Confederacy, because originally the war wasn't about slavery. The Civil War wasn't about slavery. Frederick Douglass, not Michael Douglas. Hey, it's Michael Douglas from Ant-Man. Abraham Lincoln, I want you to free the slaves. But, no, Frederick Douglass asked him to make it about slavery. So that was not the same deal. But the first shot by the Confederates... The first shots by the Confederacy was really started. The first shot by the Confederacy was Abraham Lincoln started a peace deal with the Confederacy for a ceasefire, because the Confederacy, even though, they had a big slavery problem, that was apparent. Slavery is bad. I'm never going to say slavery was okay, but it wasn't about slavery. The Confederacy was attempting to secede from the American government and become its own entity. And Abraham Lincoln, instead of accepting that, signed a peace deal with them at first, saying, we'll stay away from this port. We'll stay away from this area, right? We won't show up to this area. And then literally, like a day afterwards, the area that Abraham Lincoln said he wouldn't invade, he invaded like a week later. So... he invaded like a week or a day later, They were like, oh, what about slavery? In the North, there was no slavery. Actually, no, there was slavery in the North. Believe it or not, slavery in the North was actually considered to be more violent, In New Jersey, they would literally have, like, lynchings almost for fun. Public lynchings almost for fun. Almost for fun for the least offensive things, Abraham Lincoln was imprisoning journalists who attempted to report on the shitty things he was doing, on the shitty things they were doing, and he would burn down churches that weren't in cooperation with the Union. He would burn down farms, or he would take farms that belonged to Confederate citizens, even people in the Confederacy that didn't even fight for the Confederacy, who were just kind of minding their own business, and said basically, your farm belongs to us now because it's in Confederate territory. This farmland now belongs to the government. And all that shit. He was just doing terrible things all over the place. But Abraham Lincoln, because the Civil War because the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, and kept the, and then also the fact that, you know, and the fact that America wasn't completely torn apart.
I'm gonna pencil you in for that optimization procedure.
And because the country stayed intact, you know, everyone thought that, you know, all's well that ends well, you know, because of that, you know, maybe Abraham Lincoln wasn't that bad of a dude. Like, no, like if people want to think like, you know, that it wasn't that bad, you know, saying like, shit, sorry, I'm trying to concentrate, because if he sees me while I'm hacking this, he'll start shooting at me. Shit, what am I trying to say? You know, it must have not have been that big of a deal, but because the thing wasn't about slavery, it was about secession and states' rights and other things like that, and states' rights, and only like 3 to 4% of people in the Confederacy even owned slaves, you know, and it was just a very difficult situation, you know, that all's well that ends well, you know, that it's because that stuff did happen that people have been as adamant. People have probably thought, like, you know, why do guys still wave Confederate flags? Why is this such a big deal? Why do you have thousands of people, you know, because you'll have people who aren't racists, right? I have met black people who have flown Confederate flags in the South, okay? I have met black people who have donned Confederate flags, okay? And, you know, people shouting, even to this day, you know, like almost 200 years later, people still shouting out, the South will never die, right? The South will rise again, that type of thing.
I don't want any trouble.
Or death to the Union, that type of deal.
Enough problems already.
Is because that stuff happened, you know what I mean? If it was just like, oh, there was a small insurrection, like, no, there was literally half of the country was trying to secede, and all that terrible shit happened, you know? The Confederacy was well aware that slavery was a problem, okay? There were already people in the Confederacy who were not fans of the slave market because, you know, because with the rise of slavery, since you had a bunch of workers that you never had to pay, you know, it made it to where farmers who had to feed their families, you know, how are you supposed to compete with free labor, you know? And that's without considering the moral problem with slavery, you know what I mean? They're like, I don't like slavery, but, you know, even without the slavery, even if slavery is morally wrong, this is still awful and needs to be fixed because nobody can find work because you have nothing but free labor. So there's tons of shit that goes on, and, you know, to say, you know, people want to say like history is written by the victors all the time, or talk about or reference things like 1984, you know, whilst they do nothing but just listen to what they're told, you know. We spend so much of our lives, you know, where every one of us at one point has read a news article or watched a video, you know, and just thought like, oh, I've heard this and there's no other countervailing evidence, so this must be the truth. I mean, look at certain things like O.J. Simpson, right? He had an association, but here's the thing is that there were actual like ideas that it could have been his son, it could have been a couple people he was associated with, people that Simpson knew, that people that Simpson knew that he knew did not like his wife. He knew his son hated his wife. You know, where there was a lot of times. There's even like some time distinctions that actually points to O.J.'s son actually being at the right place in time to have committed the crime. at the right place and time to have committed the crime. You know, but nobody ever considered that. Everyone just said, you know, it has to be. It has to be OJ. He has to have done it, you know. And then everyone got so pissed off. And, you know, OJ Simpson didn't get off because he had paid the courts or because he was rich and powerful. You know, he got let off because there were too many suspects. Did the news ever tell you that there were multiple suspects in the investigation of the killing? Nope, not a single mum word about, you know, what it could have been. Sorry, real quick, I'm gonna make some extra multi-tools. These are real good for early game when your hacking skill isn't up to snuff yet. So now I can, boom. When your hacking skill isn't up to snuff yet, so you can. Do I have anything like beer on me that I don't want? You know, they just listen to the news, or people who listen to documentaries, you know, assuming that everything that comes out of a documentary is true. You know, people would rather listen to documentaries, which are not trusted pieces of information when it comes to politics or history, because a documentary at the end of the day is just kind of like an essay. You know, like an 8th grader could write an essay, but does that mean that everything that comes out of that essay is complete and undeniable truth forever? And because it was an 8th grader wrote an essay on something, that's the reason why we should believe it? You know. Michael Jackson was another one. Almost 27 separate occasions where he was proven innocent by a jury of his peers, the original people who accused him, getting arrested and sent to prison for being con artists. Like one of them, like the Chandler families that accused. The son emphatically said he was never touched, but then there were phone recordings of the father saying that he hopes that this case wins so that he can sue Michael and take, you know, does that sound like a father who cares about his son when he's on the phone laughing, saying, I hope this case goes through and that these people believe it so that I can take, because he will never sell a single record again, you know? And like, why would he do that? Well, it just so happened that this was done right after Michael actually asked Chandler if he wanted to be a movie director, got him the gig, and then changed his mind and pulled it out from under him. Michael had promised him a movie deal and then changed his mind. Shitty thing to do, but he did this. Chandler jumped on the accusations so that he can, you know, get money out of the whole deal, which is a really shitty thing. And who had even drugged, he had actually put laughing gas on his son, Mr. Chandler Jr., who, Jr., in order to try and to get him to say things,
Whoever planted those bombs yesterday,
in order to try and get him to say things about Michael, or to get him to repeat things into a microphone so that they can admit it at court. But obviously that got, you know, in the court, found out, and they, you know, one of the things that led Chandler to getting criminally charged over the whole thing.
Yeah, well, the former director of
You
the
know,
security
or situations where the first people that accused Michael Jackson were employees of his, and they said they found pedophilic things. They went to his house, didn't find dick. And this was not like a premeditated, like anybody went to Michael and said, yo, they're going to go to your house and find some pedo shit. No, literally they just showed up to his house and we needed to search. And he's like, okay, search his house. Don't find anything. And then because it's a court case, you don't get anonymity. So Michael Jackson goes and finds out who made the accusation. And obviously he finds out that these people were people that used to work for him that he had just filed a month ago, because he caught them stealing. And the reason why they made the accusation was because they tried to sue Michael for wrongful termination. But the thing is wrongful termination, you actually have to show that you were wronged in some way, you know. But since it was confirmed that they stole, right, that they stole stuff from him, that they stole from his property, the wrongful termination suit falls under. You can't apply for wrongful termination if you got fired for because you committed a crime. You know, if you committed a crime against your employer, if you committed a crime against the employer and he presses charges, he does not have to do dick in regards to wrongful termination. Because why would he? You stole from him. He has every right to fire you. And because that fell through, they didn't get any money from the false, what am I trying to say? From the false, fuck, what am I trying to say? I can't focus. Yeah, talk about me. Maybe it's because I'm blonde. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. It's because I'm playing. Normally walking and talking makes it easier. Usually makes it easier. But, yeah, because that fell through, they basically just went, well, fuck, let's just say he's a pedophile.
Can you turn into a coffee maker too?
You turn into a coffee maker. Dude, can you imagine having an espresso machine? Can you imagine having an espresso augmentation so you can literally, like, piss cappuccino? Aw, damn, dude. Imagine I'll be right back here like, hey, you want some coffee? And I go to, like, the bathroom and I'll, like, piss out some espresso and I'm like, there you go. It's nice and warm. It's finished brewing. Absinthe. Got plenty of grenades. Frag grenade. Get rid of that shit. Keeping the neuropazine, it's worth a lot. It's like 1,000 credits a piece. But the problem is that... The problem is that... Neuropazine is you can trade it with people. There's actually a few secret routes you can get by helping people. Because, again, there's people around here who are augmented and who... experience physical pain if they don't have neuropazine, so you can trade neuropazine and they'll give you cool stuff. Or there was this one situation with Michael, what was it? Or talking about the fact that he paid off the families even though he had emphatically stated in the courts that he didn't want to. His manager or publisher, producer, I can't remember exactly what the person's name was, but it was one of his people that he had supposedly hired to defend him, but they kept insisting, like, no, you should pay these people, and Michael said, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because it's going to make me look guilty. I didn't do it. You know, if I didn't do it, why the hell would I pay them? You know, which is a understandable position to have in that situation. But instead, he insisted that he pay, and then everyone said, oh, see, he paid the family. That must have meant that he was guilty, not realizing what that says about the family. Here's the thing, is every single time there was a family that went to Michael Jackson over the whole, like, pedophilia accusation, they always took it to a civil court. Civil court is where you go when you sue somebody for, like, car damages or, like, a divorce, you know what I mean? Or, like, a legal thing for, like, documents and stuff like that. You know, like, oh, this guy crashed in my car, I'm going to sue him, I'm going to take him to civil court, you know, to get money to repair my car, you know? Civil court is where you go when you want money, all right? If you and Dane... Because here's the thing, look at families who actually, like, there's proof that their child got molested, right? Where do you take them? When you go to court, where do you take them? You take them to criminal court so that you can put them in prison for the rest of their fucking lives, okay? So that you never ever have to see them ever again, right? Logical conclusion to make. But the problem is that if you take them to criminal court, you don't get any fucking money. You know? Ooh, really important, you know? So here's the thing. If that's the case, you know, why didn't they name, okay? We're supposed to believe that he did this, you know, that he actually abused a child, theoretically, but you're putting a price on your son's anal virginity. You know what I mean? You molested my son, but if you pay me $10 million, we'll all forget about that. Like, really? I'm having a hard time believing your son was molested, because if my son was molested, I would fucking kill that person. Okay? Okay, if I had said something about molestation, shit, I fell. Because if, you know, because if somebody molested my child, I would want to see them put in prison for the rest of their life, if not just straight up kill them, right? I wouldn't care about money. I would want to see the person punished. You know what I mean? At no point does any good parent, especially a parent who actually has had their child molested, takes money as an option. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about your money. How about I take your money and I shoot you too? Like, no, I don't give a fuck about your money. I want blood. You know? And we're supposed to believe that Michael did molest this child. You know? It's just a really shitty situation. Like, you know, people would say, why would you ever believe he was innocent? Because I have no other I have no reason to believe he did it. You know? Now, I'm not saying he's a fucking saint or an angel. Michael has done some illegal things, and there was that situation where he dangled his baby over that railing. That situation. Like, that was a straight up psychotic episode, and yeah, no, he should not have been able to have visitation rights to his children after that situation, because that's mental instability. You know what I mean? The child could have died, but that's, you know,